name is Stephanie Panke. I'm an instructional analyst at UNC School of Government. I've worked with the Carolina MPA program on conceptualizing, implementing, and evaluating the new portfolio process. I'm passionate about educational technology, particularly about ways to empower learners to take control of their own learning process. Recently, I've been looking at ways to shift the role of assessment from assessment of learning to assessment for learning. And I believe that portfolios are a really powerful tool to achieve this. An e-portfolio can be a catalyst for metacognitive processes. It can help you think about the way you learn. It also helps you to become a more self-directed learner because the portfolio process requires you to reflect on what you already know and how you can further develop your competencies. Furthermore, creating an e-portfolio allows you to express yourself in a digital environment, so to practice digital storytelling skills. And last but not least, it is a great way to connect what you learn in the program with your professional background and your experiences outside the program. And as such, it is a good tool to communicate to future employers what you learned during your MPA and what you already know and what you can do, how you can apply your knowledge. While you've completed most of your assignments within the learning management system, for this last piece, the portfolio, we want to invite you to step outside the sheltered space of the learning management system and use a web-based environment that the University of North Carolina provides, the platform Wordpress. We have a WordPress multi-site that is open to all students, staff, and faculty. Everybody can have their own blogs, their own website in this environment, and actually multiple ones. So you might discover that you enjoy working with WordPress or enjoy blogging. That would be a nice side effect of this assignment. So there are two main reasons why you're completing your portfolio in WordPress and not within the learning management system. The first is we want you to own your portfolio and to be able to fully leverage the opportunities it offers to use it as a tool in your professional communication and maybe even in your job search or for recruitment purposes. You can decide if you want to limit access to your portfolio to solely your faculty review committee, or if you want to share the URL and provide access to people outside of UNC. Second, we believe that if you create your portfolio in a common content management system platform, this will make it easier for you to use the content, reuse it, export the complete portfolio, and make use of what you learned, the learning products, the artifacts you collected throughout the program, and again, use it for planning your future learning, use it as a lifelong learning tool. And don't worry, creating a portfolio in WordPress is really easy. I will walk you through 10 steps, and that'll give you the portfolio from start to finish. And what is left for you to do afterwards is simply fine-tuning and choosing content and uploading your material. If you have any questions, contact your instructor, and also check out the website web.unc.edu. You will find tutorials there, and you also have the opportunity to post questions in a forum or to get help via email. Good luck with your portfolio. Thank you. The UNC WordPress environment can be found at the URL web.unc.edu. This web publishing service allows anyone with an onion to create their own website at no cost. The service is run on the WordPress platform, and all websites are hosted on enterprise-level infrastructure and supported by ITS and the Office of Arts and Science Information Services, OASIS. So, to create your portfolio, this URL, web.unc.edu, is your central address. When you first get started on your portfolio, you need to create a new site. click on Create a Site. You will be prompted to authenticate with your onion and password. Next, you have to select a site address and the name of your site. So the site domain should present you as a professional. So no honey bunny at whatnot. And furthermore, you can only use lowercase letters, A to Z, and numbers for your site address. The name of your site should include your name, for example, Portfolio of Susie Sunshine. Confirm your choices with clicking on Create a Site. You can immediately log in to your new site to start working on it. If you need to revisit your site at a later point in time, you can add /wp-login.php to the URL of your website, in this case mpa-sunshine.web.unc.edu, and you can log in. So let's visit our new site. And you see that it is already themed in the standard UNC theme, so blue and white basically. And we would like you to not change that to make it easy for the faculty review committee, and also to allow for an easy comparison between portfolios. We would like all portfolios to look the same. To work on your portfolio, you need to edit the dashboard. The first thing you want to change here is in Settings, Reading, who has access to your portfolio. Right now, this website is visible to everyone, and I'm about to change that. By clicking, only registered users of this website can have access, which means anyone found under Users, All Users in your user settings will be able to log into the site. At this point, that's only the person who has set up the portfolio in the first place. The next thing then is to add users to your portfolio so that your faculty review committee will be able to access the portfolio. Enter their onions one by line. If you don't know what the onions of your faculty review committee are, or if you don't know who is on your faculty review committee, please contact the instructor of the portfolio course immediately. For practice purposes, we'll enter John Stevens' onion, which is Gambi. And you can select a role to give your faculty review committee only reading access to your portfolio, so that they cannot actually edit any content or see any editing features. The role you want to choose is subscriber. If you ever need any support with your portfolio, you may need to add another user as an administrator. An administrator will have the exact same rights and options that you have, which is beneficial if somebody needs to talk you through a process, so that whoever supports your portfolio will see exactly what you see. The next thing we want to change is in Settings, General, the site title and tagline. Right now, when you look at your portfolio, you will see that it reads the tagline reads just another web.unc.edu site. So let's change that to something more meaningful. Could, for instance, say something like this: my experiences at MPA at UNC. So now your portfolio is already looking pretty good. You have a unique URL, you have a site title, you have a tagline, you have the overall layout. Let's start creating some content. For this to happen, you need to go to Pages, All Pages. And the first thing you want to change is the sample page. Let's edit it and change the title of this page to Introduction. Some sample text. And you click on Update. Whenever you make changes to existing pages, existing content, please make sure that you click on Update to confirm your edits. For the whole portfolio structure, we need to add several more pages to display your learning products. And I'll just go through them one by one. The personal leadership vision, the professional work experience, the competence area, ethical issues in public administration, the competence area, information analysis and decision making, and a page for the specific competencies, which are the student selected competencies, whichever ones you want to pick. Now you need to add 2 more pages for the student selected competencies. The choices are manage financial resources, manage human capital, law and legal process, and social, economic, and political context. Social, economic, political context. Let's pretend I chose this one. And manage human capital. If you click on Pages in the left-hand side menu, you will see an overview of all the pages you have created thus far. Let's quickly check that the content is showing up in all the right places and control how our front page looks like. In Settings, Reading, make sure that your front page is set to Introduction, which is your general welcome page where you can talk a little bit about yourself, about the portfolio, about the structure of the portfolio, etc. The next step is to create the menu. For this, you move to Appearance and Menus. You see that already by default, the pages are added to a main menu. And right now, all you need to do is bring them in the right order. If for some reason this menu structure doesn't show up yet, you can select pages and add them to the menu by clicking on Add to Menu here in the left-hand side area of the screen. So just make sure that the menu flow is in line with the requirements of the structure of your portfolio, which should flow as follows. First, the introduction, then the personal leadership vision, then ethical issues, then the professional work experience, information analysis, specific competencies, and you also have the ability to create a nested menu. So in this case, I want my two chosen specific competencies, manage human capital and social, economic, and political context, to be folded into the specific competencies. Click on Create Menu and visit your site to make sure that everything that you want to see is where you want it to be. Let's edit a sample page. Go back to the dashboard. Click on Pages, All Pages, and edit the introduction page. On the introduction page, you want to create a brief text about yourself and your portfolio. This is the first page that the Faculty Review Committee will see when they go to the URL of your portfolio. So you don't want any typos here. I think it is also nice to include a headshot, a photo of yourself, a few words about your background, what drove you to the program, and maybe a numbered list or a bulleted list that shows the structure of your portfolio. Similar to a table of contents. I mentioned that it would be a good idea to add a headshot or add an image. And to this end, you can simply upload files to your portfolio. Let's see what we have in pictures here. A koala. You might want to add your name as a caption to your picture. Shine dedicated MPA at UNC Koala. And you can choose an alignment, which will control if your image will display on the left to the text, on the right of the text, in the center. So you want to choose one of these. And it already has preset sizes. I think for our purposes, medium is probably a good idea. And you see your introduction page already looks a lot nicer and has some great content. So let's say I want to add a hyperlink to different sections of my portfolio that I want to highlight here on the homepage. How do I best do that? Well, first I need to know where I want to go. let's say information analysis and decision making is at the heart and center of my portfolio. What I just did was I chose a site, I copied the hyperlink, and now I go and edit the page where I want the hyperlink to be included. Click on Insert or Edit Link, and we paste the URL where it should go. If you want to, you can give your hyperlink a title, and you can choose if it should open in a new window or new tab. Again, don't forget to confirm your changes by clicking on Update. Now you see you can click on View Page and get directly from the introduction page to the section Information Analysis and Decision Making, if that is, for instance, something I want to highlight in my portfolio. Another general page you want to edit in the Pages overview. That might not be obvious what should go there. Is a page for specific competencies. Here you want to explain what competencies you chose and why. So probably write something like this: during my time at MPA at UNC, I particularly enjoyed working on ethical problems and employment issues. Hence, my areas of specialization are, and so on and so forth. Again, you might want to use a list to describe the competencies, selected competencies you chose. And include maybe a hyperlink so that the faculty review committee can get directly from this page to the specific competence memo. Let's click on a typical page that will contain a competence memo. For instance, information analysis and decision making. The instructor of your portfolio course will have provided you with a template for that includes the elements a typical competence memo should contain. Usually, the first section is the products. So, a brief description or information about the coursework or workplace product you choose, and you might want to highlight which sections people should particularly pay attention to. Then a general overview, why you chose these learning products, what specifically satisfies you about this learning product, why are you excited about this work, and maybe what other competencies are related to it. Your personal assessment, how competent are you in this area? And plans for your further development. So actually add learning products? Well, for the most part, your learning products will be written assignments, and you want to add them to your media library and then link them within a competence memo. For instance, this great article I wrote for communications class demonstrates my exceptional bragging abilities and spelling. Let's upload a sample content to your media library. Right now it only contains one image. So let's click on Add New. So let's pretend that this picture of a jellyfish is actually a PDF document. The way I can use this and hyperlink it is by uploading it. Then it's added to the media library. And then within the media library, you can view the document, and copy and paste the file URL. So let's go back to our page that we are editing. Which was information analysis and decision making. And the way I would include the work product is again simply by hyperlink. In your description of the learning product, you might want to include what file type people are opening. For instance, in this case, I would add that it's a JPEG file. So most of your content and most of your work products will be written assignments, but you might also need some tips and tricks for multimedia content, which we will go over in a separate tutorial. Right now, I think we've covered the basic steps for setting up your portfolio. We have now a site that has a navigation for all the central elements that you need in your portfolio. You have a title, a subtitle, you have an introduction page. We have discussed how you can add hyperlinks, how you attach the actual work products and upload them to your media library. There are two last things that are more cosmetic in nature. When you go to your dashboard, in Appearance, Widgets, you can control what shows up on the left sidebar. For instance, since we already have a search and we don't want comments and we don't want archives and we actually really don't want categories. And you might want to leave this, because this will give you an easy way to log in. So save this and visit our site, and you see it already looks a lot cleaner. Let's go back to the dashboard. There's one more thing I would like to show you. Again, under Appearance, Background. You can choose an image from your computer that will appear in the background of your blog, just like on the University of North Carolina homepage. You have this background image, and as you scroll through the page, the image stays stable. To achieve the same effect, you need to select an image. Let's say White House. Upload the image. And then you need to manipulate the display options. Choose Center, No Repeat, and Attachment Fixed. Click Save Changes. Your image will display just like the UNC background image. However, you need to pay attention to the image size. You see right now my image has a too low resolution, so I see all this white space on the left hand and on the right hand side. You will need to choose a fairly large image to cover the whole screen. That's it for now. Again, you find several tutorials on the web.unc.edu site, and you can also contact support via email, contact your instructor, and contact OASIS, respectively ITS, on the web.unc.edu page.